So Josh Taylor defeats Regis Prograis on a 12-round majority decision. Close fight, fantastic fight throughout. I mean, this fight had it all bar knockdowns. It's the one thing we didn't have, but it was just fantastic. It was two of the top three light welterweights in the world going at it. Obviously, Jose Ramirez is there as well. He wasn't in this tournament. Fantastic fight, incredible performance from both guys. Let's just kind of start with the early rounds. Now, first round I gave to Josh Taylor. I thought that the first round, some people said that they saw Prograis win in that round. And yes, he established his jab pretty early on in that round. But I think for the first round, it was definitely more so what Taylor was doing. Now, in the early couple of rounds, though, I definitely saw that Regis Prograis' jab was very stiff, was very snappy, and it was causing Taylor some issues. You know, you could really see Taylor wasn't able to box at Regis Prograis from a distance. So what Taylor did was he changed it around and he started, taking the fight to Regis Prograis. Really going in, trying to bully him and trying to, exchange with body shots, hooks and uppercuts. And that seemed to pay dividends to Josh Taylor. Although he wasn't necessarily buzzing Regis Prograis, he was making him feel uncomfy in there. You could definitely tell that. He done some damage to Prograis' nose. I think the nose might have been broken because he was definitely, breathing heavy once the nose started bleeding. He cut up his eye a little bit as well. Well, not really cut his eye, but more so kind of busted up Regis Prograis' eye a bit. So Prograis was in a real fight. One thing that was being said a lot was even though Prograis made it to the final, he'd been in there with guys like Kyle Relic, like Terry Flanagan, not the greatest opposition in the world, decent fighters, but not really the who's who in terms of the top light welterweights. And even coming up, there was no real massive standout names. The only real name on the record of Prograis prior to the World Boxing Super Series was Indongo, who Terence Crawford knocked out. So a lot of people said, what happens when Prograis in a real fight? He was in a real fight tonight. It was a very, very good, compelling fight. Definitely there was rounds there. There was moments in this fight where Prograis seemed out of it. He seemed like there was nothing left in the tank. And he would come back the round after and just put on rounds and win the rounds. The mid to late rounds, there was a stage, I think it might have been the 10th round, where I was convinced Josh Taylor was going to stop Prograis because Prograis looked absolutely gassed. He was absorbing a lot of body shots. He was taking a lot of hooks. And, towards the end of that round, it almost looked like Prograis was starting to feel sorry for himself in there. And I kind of thought, okay, this is a close fight, but will Prograis be able to get through the 11th? He came out in the 11th and, he boxed extremely well in that round and he won that round in my opinion. So Prograis definitely answered some questions. There was one round in particular, he landed a good straight left on Josh Taylor's face, on Josh Taylor's head, snapped the head back of Taylor. Taylor seemed to take it well, didn't seem to have any issues and kept on going. So Taylor obviously shown that there's no chinks there in the chin department. Taylor's been a fighter who I've been keen on for a very, very long time. Very long time. I think the first time I seen Taylor fight was when he fought Dave Ryan back in, it must have been 2016 on Channel 5. And even then, you could see just the raw talent in Josh Taylor. You could see this wasn't someone who needed, a company just singing their praises when they're fighting journeyman. You could tell this guy had skill, had talent. And 16 fights to be where he is quite incredible. We're going to get on to the scoring of this fight. So basically, a lot of people I seen online had Regis Prograis winning. I texted my mate Niall and said, who did you have? He said he had Prograis winning 115, 113. Me personally, I had it 115, 113, but I actually gave this fight to Taylor. I thought Josh Taylor just nicked this fight, in my opinion. Now, the scorecard of 117, 112 for Taylor, because that was one of the scorecards. Scorecards were a draw 114, 114, 115 to Taylor, and 117, 112. Yeah, that scorecard there, no. Way, way too wide. You're telling me Regis Prograis only won 3 rounds? No. Regis Prograis won a lot more than 3 rounds. I have no issue if you give this fight to Prograis. But personally, I felt that Josh Taylor just done enough to nick this fight. I was watching Darren Barker's commentary on a live stream I got, and he felt the same, 115, 113 for Taylor. So, I personally felt Josh Taylor won this fight. I do think the atmosphere in the O2, the fact they were cheering whenever Josh Taylor landed even slightly, it was a great atmosphere in the O2. They were singing Josh Taylor's name. And the O2 arena wasn't even full, because I definitely saw some empty seats in there. So if that had been in Scotland, Jesus, they would have tore the roof off the place. But win for Josh Taylor. I thought he won this fight. As I said, if you had Prograis winning, I don't have an issue with that. Obviously, if you had Prograis winning by something stupid like 117, 111 or something like that, then no. But if you had Prograis 115, 113, I have no issue with that. If you Taylor 115, 113, no issue with that. Not a robbery. From what I seen there, it wasn't a robbery. It was a competitive, close fight, and it's a fight that I would definitely like to see again. It was a fantastic fight by two top class light welterweights. Be interesting to see now will Josh Taylor look to go undisputed against Jose Ramirez. That's a good fight in itself. Ramirez, a very good fighter. I was very impressed. You can see I have the post-fight video still on the channel. I was extremely impressed when he beat Maurice Hooker. Not necessarily that he beat Hooker, it's the manner of it. I didn't think he lost the round. I thought he put on a clinic. So it'll be interesting to see him and Taylor, or even a rematch against Prograis. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It was a very good fight. So Josh Taylor now picks up the WBA and the WBC Diamond belt at light welter. He's got the Ring Magazine title and the Muhammad Ali trophy, as well as his IBF strap. So it's been a fantastic year for Josh Taylor. There's not really much else to say about that. Fantastic fight. Let me know what you people thought down below. How did you score the fight? What do you think? Did you think it was a robbery? I didn't. I didn't see any robberies there tonight. I saw a great fight. Definitely was a great fight. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will talk to you after.